Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel.
Ben,
Yeah?
taxi's here.
Now?
Yes.
Let me open up your dream.
And we made it. And in case you haven't guessed, we are in Turkey, so I will not be needing this. Ben. So in this video I'm going to be talking about, of course, my hair transplant that I'm getting done, and some of the reasons why I'm getting it done, where I'm getting it done, is it safe, the procedure location, how much I've paid for it, the pre-bit, the after bit, the bit in the middle, all the juicy stuff. But first of all, me and LD, are having a holiday first in Turkey before I get the transplant done, so we won't have to be getting it done until next Monday. So I will see you in a week. And we're back. So a week has happened, UVs have been consumed, yeast fermented beverage has been had, and as you probably see a few
Ben,
pounds.
we need to go.
Again.
Yeah.
So guys. And we are now in the Radisson Blu Hotel. Can I start? Is it okay now? Any more flights?
No, we're good.
Okay, yeah, we can start. So, yeah, I just wanted to quickly dive in by telling you some of the reasons why I'm getting it done. So for me, I am a very confident person. I don't really give a shit what other people think of me. But the reason why I was getting it done more for my own self-awareness and recognising that that's something that I have, and because of my job and that I am on camera quite often, on Insta story, recording content, doing YouTube videos like this, it's something that I pick up more than most people will, just because I'm looking at myself a lot more than the usual person. Also, I think it's important to have obviously that self-confidence there. So I am already quite a confident person, I'd like to say, so if it improves my confidence even further by having this done, then by all means a good thing. And I think for you, it's something that you want to get done or something that you want to know more about, and this video is really going to help you. And I think if something makes you happier, a better person, more confident, then you should definitely get it done. If for example, I've saved up for this procedure for a while and I want to get done, then so be it. If you want to go out and get pissed and blow your money on having a good time and getting wasted, then by all means do so as well. It's completely up to you, whatever makes you happy. But I think for me, just getting this done is going to make things a lot better for me. I mean, when I go to the hairdressers next time or whatever, I don't want to be going and just getting a botched job like I've been doing for the last year, just to cover an area up that I'm not happy with. I'd rather take pride in my hair and my appearance and what I'm doing. So I'm going to run through the whole procedure. As I said, we just landed here in Istanbul. It's now 11 PM. So as you can see, we have just stepped off the plane. You step off the plane if you decide to go with the company that I've gone with, which is GMH, Get More Hair, which I'm going to put a link to below, and it'll be somewhere in this video. So got off the plane straight away, was basically walk through, grab your bag, come to the exit, then you walk past Burger King, and then you will see the travel supplier, who's all part of the package that it comes with, who picks you up in a really nice car and drops you off at the Radisson, where I've just briefly shown you through. So that's where we're up to so far. I'm going to show you through the rest of the procedure, what I'm getting done, what to expect when you get there, the total cost breakdown, what is included in the packaging and stuff if you go with GMH, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that we're going to go through the next 3 days whilst I am here getting the hair transplant done. I have just now ordered from room service the baked chicken and roasted potatoes because I'm a bit hungry. Gonna have that, and then I'm gonna go straight to bed, and I'm up nice and early because the driver is picking us up at 7:45, so I'll see you then.
Need to be asleep, need to feel a dream, holding on to.
So day one, and first we had a complimentary breakfast at the hotel, just to get some food inside before a long day ahead, because I knew I wasn't probably going to be eating for a while. And then we were met by the driver, who then takes you to the surgery or to the practice. We then met by a couple of guys or girls, depending on who was there at the time, just to take you through some paperwork, prepping you for the procedure and what's going to be involved with it. You will then go into a room, which is sort of standard procedure where you have your blood test done, like you would at any hospital before having anything done, just to make sure that you're fit and healthy for the transplant itself. Next, you will have the back of your head checked, and it's sort of looking for your donor area. This is a really important part of it. as if you have really bad bald spots towards the back of the head, it may be more difficult for the procedure to take place. So that's why it's important beforehand to send some of the images over so they can check it. But I know a lot of the guys who had thinner donor areas where they were going to do the extraction from, some of them use beard hair. I know you can even use like chest hair and stuff like that. So don't worry too much if you are quite bald towards the back of the head. But then they will do some of the drawings on it, as you can probably see where the pen marks were on mine, just so they can map out where that donor area is going to be. So my donor area was really good, so I didn't have to take it from anywhere else. It was all just from the back of the head. The next step on day one of the transplant was then, for me, was meeting Dr Acar himself, who is the man behind the magic. He's really assuring and puts you at ease. If you're a little bit nervy like I was, I'm sure a lot of the guys were who I spoke to, he will go over kind of what is going to be the best look for you, how you can get the most out of it, and what is going to be like the most natural look in terms of how you have the front of your hairline, how square it is, where the edges and stuff are, until you've agreed on what's going to be practical moving forward. And it's really where kind of your hairline starts to be created, and you can kind of ask any juicy questions or anything you're unsure of at the time. You'll then be whisked off for a quick photo shoot, basically so you can see before and after and how well the procedures worked each month following the transplant. Before then going into the surgery, you'll have some medications to kind of cool your nerves and a bit of pain relief before you head into the surgery. Now, for the transplant itself, in the room, I couldn't actually get too much footage in here, apart from a little clip midway through when the surgeon was finishing off some of the extraction bits, and then for the part where he's putting the grafts in, as you can probably see now. I mean, the room is obviously pretty sterile. It's got to be a place where the surgeon can keep concentration, so of course I couldn't get too much footage in here, but obviously it was, you can see here, it's quite far through the procedure. I was nearly just finishing off. Now we are back in the UK. It's now Friday, so it's 3 days on. Apart from looking like a 70s yoga instructor, I'm actually feeling pretty okay. Now, as you can probably see, I've kept most of my hair. You do get the option when you go and speak to the doctors and the surgeons to get your full head shaved first. I was just advised by Dr Acar, because of my job and on camera and stuff, not to get it done. So I think mine may look at the moment bit worse than what it actually is. It's in no pain at the moment. It's a little bit itchy, a little bit swollen around the top of the head because I've got to wear this band for 3 days so the swelling doesn't drop. But apart from that, I'm in no real pain post-surgery. Everything is going and ticking along how it should be. Now, this bit at the back of the head, this is where the extraction point in the donor area was, so that bit is just healing up at the moment. The front bit here is where I had the surgery itself and where the grafts went in. I had a total of 3,000 grafts, which wasn't too many, but it's quite a dense area. So the actual procedure itself took a total of 7 hours. So the first bit was 2 hours extraction, then the following bit was like 4.5, 5 hours for the actual insertion of all the grafts across the front of my hairline. Now, for the question that always gets asked, how painful was it? So the actual procedure itself was absolutely painless. I couldn't feel anything. My whole head was numb. I had painkillers. I actually, for the second bit, so the 5 hours, fell asleep for probably 4 hours of it. It was just more uncomfortable than there's probably the only thing. I mean, when you are first getting the painkillers done at first, that is probably the most painful part. So it's like little jet mini pricks. So you get put in the back, which is the pain-free stuff. So they're putting stuff in so you don't feel any pain for when you get the anaesthetic put in. So to kind of describe it to you, it's like getting a rubber band and someone pressing it against your head and you go and letting it go. It's like a really short, sharp pain and then it's gone. So I have about 10 to 12 of them done at the back, same at the front, and then you just have the anaesthetics go in, which you can't really feel too much. So that was the only real pain from it, and then post I haven't really had any pain either. I've had probably dental procedures and practices where I've had and gone away with more pain than what I've had from this. Now, day 2 was when I went back and had the wash done. So they kind of tied everything up, went through the washing procedure with me, how to wash it. They cleaned all the front up, cleaned all the back up, got rid of some of the blood that was at the front of the head, and just give you a full run through of what you should be doing post procedure, which is what you can probably see now. And then following that, I was back up on my feet, I was doing everything as normal. I went for like a walk around full Istanbul for like a good 5 hours, felt fine. Just had to wear one of the stupid caps. So I was actually with Tom Powell from one of the previous Levans, who we went for a little walk about Istanbul, and obviously with Lucy, and we just kind of had a good time. So post procedure, you're not going to be lying up in bed, can't move around, you're pretty much back on your feet, back to normal, just being sensible with what you're doing. Now, one of the things that you do get from where I've done GMH and Cosmetica is this big pack, and it comes with like a big list of stuff in terms of like tablets, what you've got to take, the direct times to take them, times in the day, some YouTube videos to watch, how to wash your hair, all the different products that you'll be given, things to do, things to avoid. So like you're pretty much set up. If you've got anything that you're worried about, everything is pretty much covered in these packs of what to do. So you're not wondering, oh, should I do this, shouldn't I do that? I've got an itch here, there's a bit of swelling here, everything's covered in these packs, which is great. And the other thing is you get like an absolute shit ton of medication and shampoos, like just to go through some stuff with you. Prepares all my medication for like the next couple of days. The first thing it's like 5 days, so it tells you like even after breakfast, before dinner, before breakfast, after breakfast, and it gives you like a full list of why you're taking them, how many days to take them for, when to take them. And then we've got all these other types of tablets like hair power, another hair power one, shampoos, another hair power, another shampoo, dry foam, and then some injections which will take like 6 months later, but I don't really need to run through that at the moment. But all these are supplied and come with as part of your price, which I'll run through in a minute. And you get 6 months worth of your package, which is obviously like an aftercare package to make sure that your hair grows as well as possible and as well as it should, to look after obviously the transplant that you just had done. I think the best thing that's come from the transplant and having it done so far is the amount of messages that I've had on Instagram and different social media channels from guys who've been contemplating getting it done, or feel like they don't have the confidence to speak to anyone, or just being there someone to speak to in terms of them dealing with like their baldness or their hair loss and what steps to take. I've had hundreds of messages about it, so it's just been nice to see that and obviously be there for people who didn't usually have someone to talk to before, and see someone go through it themselves and what the procedure was. I think for me, like the main reasons why I got it done is just because I didn't want to cover stuff up anymore. I just wanted to be able to go out, do stuff that I wanted to do, not hide and cover up with hats or different haircuts, or be out in the wind in the kind of hairdo that I'd spent like 10 minutes covering over, then it blows up and it blows everywhere, and you're exposed in the middle of nowhere where it rains or you sweat in the gym and all the crappy hair at the front like rolls down. You can just got bald spots exposed. So I think they were the main reasons why I kind of had it done. And also, I'll pop a picture up somewhere here, my dad is completely bald, so genetically I have probably somewhere those genetics in terms of, although my granddad had a full head of hair, I was always going to have a tendency that I was going to be bald and go back. So for me, this was as good a time as any to go and get it done. Now for the juicy part, the pricing, which is always, well, it's probably the most common question that I've had on social media so far, and why I went to get it done in Turkey. So this was not a collab by any means, this was 100% paid for by yours truly, me. And the package that I went and got, I put a breakdown of the packages on somewhere the screen along here, and there's 3 different packages. I went for the gold package, which was worth out, I think it was £2,250, and that included everything with the three days over there, included your stay, all the tablets and the shampoos and stuff for the next 6 months, and the aftercare and stuff from the rest of the team. So in comparison to the UK, which I know other people I've quoted and I've seen some price online, it can range from anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000. So obviously you do save a lot of money by going to get it done in Turkey, and the risks are, as far as I've been able to research through and obviously put myself through it, are exactly the same as it'd be in the UK. I mean, Turkey's massive cut up now in terms of like cosmetic surgery, and some of the surgeons are absolutely unbelievable out there as well, so I don't think you've got anything to worry about. You'll be in very, very good hands. I think the only thing I would say, and the thing to be cautious of with the procedure, is that it isn't 100% guaranteed to work for everyone, and it's very important that you follow up with all these little procedure steps, the tablets, the oils, the advice that you're given by the guys, and wearing the bands, wearing hats. There's another one, which is, you probably see me on social media spraying quite a lot. There's this little saline solution that I think it's almost like a salt and water spray, which you've got to spray on every 2 hours just to keep the area wet. It doesn't hurt at all, but again, just to make sure that you are making the most out of what you've got done. At the same time, another question I've had is like, if this hair starts to recede or starts to fall out, would you then have to go back and get this part done? And the answer is yes, you would. So this part, they've shaved back further than I was originally receding to bulk out some of the hair follicles and the grafts within there. So then if it does recede, I've got some hair in there. But then another 10-year time I need it done, I would have to go back and get it done again. So how long is it going to be until I would be able to see like the effects or the results of the surgery? Now, they say it's going to be about 4 to 6 months till the hair has grown back properly, and then it can be like a full 12 months or even further on until you get that full results and the full thickness and the full results from the hair. So it is going to be a bit of a timely transition until you do get that end result, so you've got to be patient with it. I mean, it'll take up to a month so it can start really getting back to normal, getting into sports or health and fitness stuff, and not having to be as precautious with the front of the hair and not touching it, etc. So again, it's just going to be a case of everyone's individual and different, and you're going to have to judge it by where you're kind of up to with it. The other thing to mention in this process along the next couple of months is that it is completely normal for this area of where you've had the implanted hairs for it to come and grow back, but then for it to all fall out again. So don't worry, you haven't paid a couple of grand to have a hair transplant which just fell away. It will then drop out and then start to grow back before it reaches its full potential. One of the big things for me though is obviously training. So I've heard different things with training. The doctors told me anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks onwards. The main reason for that is it's not because of the sweat or the sweat around the head. It's more so to do with the blood pressure build up around the head, which you want to keep away from. So that's why you're told not to lean forward too much and let the blood come to your head. So we won't be doing any weight training at all for the next 2 weeks at least. Then I plan on just keeping on top of my diet and doing walks just to keep my activity levels up, keep my steps up for the next 2 weeks. And then post that, I'll probably start introducing a little bit of real light hypertrophy training, a little bit of band work, and then just playing it with how I feel from there, then slowly build myself back up into a normal weight training, resistance training. And the other thing that's also included in that activity is none of the naughty stuff. So you know what I mean by that. So you can't be doing anything which is going to raise anything else. But in regards to my training regime and diet, I'm going to do another video following this of everything that I'm doing in the 2 weeks off and what you can do if you have to take weeks off because of injury and muscle prevention, that kind of thing. But I hope this video was really helpful. If you've got any questions that I haven't covered, because I know I've had tons, then please drop them in the comments below and I will get back to every single one of them, and anyone who's got any questions around the hair transplant procedure. I hope this video was really helpful if you are looking maybe to go into doing it, going away to Turkey, or even considering anything to do with hair transplant. And if it was, then please give it a massive thumbs up and a like. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, then please make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.
You're asking why you started out to face it. My heart went off like crazy.